Hello guys, and welcome back to our Next.js crash course. So this is the last episode. This is the last episode and last part of our series Next.js crash course with the full feature. So we have the sweeper or sweeps. So what we're going to do is we are going to build this from scratch because we have completed all of this the part of home page. Right. So in this episode we are going to complete this and then also complete the resume, convert HTML to PDF. So visitors can download your resume as a PDF. Download as a PDF. This is an example. And also add in contact form. Work on the contact form. So where you can now the user can now send email, all of that. All right, so thank you for watching. My name is Shaban Muswamba. So if you haven't subscribed, please don't hit the subscribe button and enable the notification. Let's get started. Okay, for feature project, we can close this temporarily. For feature project, here we can go to component. In here, let's create a component called feature project. Feature projects. Feature project template, maybe feature project template .tsx. So this is going to be app component slash feature project. Okay, in here we'll do much things in here. First of all, we are going to import a couple of things, but before that, let's create first of all our let's just create the component and return feature project, and then we can also export it. Export feature project, export to default, or if you want to export like this is okay. So we can use this here. We can now call a feature project. So you can have as much components as you want. So you can also add different styles. So it's just home page. So we are trying to separate separate the components. For example, here, so if you go back to home page, we can add, we can separate this with a line. If you go to, we can do material UI, say MUI, let's say line, break line, material UI. So material UI, you can look kind of the break or anything. We can help you to break. But first of all, let's go to our home page. So this is what we see in our home page. This is what we see. So what I was saying that, okay, here you can separate here. For example, add a break, add a kind of break line, and then add another there and stuff like that. So you can start this. You can give it a background, give it a class. So you can add the different components here. And then color, let's try to add color. So BD to let's say select 400. If it's dark, 700 kind of. So we can separate this one here, separate. But another way you can handle that, you can remove this one. So just here I just show the list of components, but in here you can actually use a class, use class name, and then you can put bg to 200. But if it's dark, bg to big background there, background to maybe just let's say gray, bg gray, something like that. So if you save that, and then also padding y, so for example to 6, yeah, and then this one we can if you want, you can use a box here. You can use box material UI, so it depends which one you want to use. Say box material UI, yeah. And this one you can also use maybe let's see typo typography, is it correct? Typography, the text. You need to import material. Let's try to import also typography, and then which style can you use here? Can you use H1, H4, okay, and then text center. What is that? Let's see. So you can play around with it. So typography, but one thing we want to work on here is actually the in this component we have so much, so you are not going to focus on design. We have so much to play around with here. First of all, we need to we can import buttons, and then also import got box button chip. No, we can maybe import buttons. That's fine. So we also want to import React. Import React. From React you can import also use state and use effect, because you want to load feature project. We also want to import sweep. Can import sweeper. If you install it, if you have installed the sweeper, and then sweeper slide. Let's see, sweeper and sweeper slide. So we have it. So if you haven't installed, make sure to install that. You go to package that JSON is somewhere here. Package.json. So you have it here, sweeper. So make sure that you have installed there. Install all the packages, required package. And from sweeper slide React. So we can import also the CSS. We can import CSS. Or what else do you need to import? Can also import sweeper CSS paginator, because we want to use the pagination, and then import sweeper. Nope. Let's see. Sweeper CSS pagination. Now we have pagination already. We have pagination already. So navigation and pagination. Okay. What else do you need to import here? So you can import now. Import Moodle. Import navigate. what you call that, navigator, navigation, navigation, and pagination from sweeper slash model slash modules. Let's see. Okay, is it there? Yeah. All right. So, do you need to import anything else now? Okay. So, what we want to do, we want to show a list of. We want to show a scrollable. So, because our another application is not running, so we will work on that later. We'll show an example of what we mean later. But we have seen it. So, what we can do is, first of all, here we want to get some variables. We want to get, let's say, const projects, set project. So we want to use we will use our project client project. We don't have it, we need to import it. If you try here, if you can import it, import client project, NTFS client project, and then can check if it's loading. Can also check for errors, what else, and we can also use the snack bar, but we don't want to use the snack bar in here. We can want to load few project. Let's see if AI can help us speed up. We want to load few project. Remove that. We can make a request to API slash project slash feature project. We get a response. So once we get the data, we just assign it there. But this error, our custom error, we can import it. Import custom error. You know about this one, custom error. Okay, so this one you can make sure that we only load it once, and so you don't need to keep loading it again and again. Okay, so if it's loading, if on mounted we load this one, we get the feature project. Right now we will get an error because I don't think we have this yet, the back end setup. So once we load that, this one can maybe call it feature. It makes sense. But we can set is loading to true, and then also reset the errors. Set errors, you can set to nil. But finally, we can do finally is loading to false. Okay, so that is it. What else do we need? Okay, we can fix this. You can say align to center. We want to see center. What else do you want there? But if you fail to load error, we can show error. Say show error. If you want to show, we have a show error component. So if you can use it, that okay, if it's loading, if loading, which one is the variable? Variable is loading. So if is loading, we can show is loading. Show is loading. So else, if we got error, we can show error. Else we can show sweeper. That is a suggestion from Material UI. You can show sweeper. Let's try to follow that. Center and close that. Project title, close that, and description. Let's see. AI can auto complete everything. Yeah, the thing, all the the code there. So we just work through it to fix errors. So use the button to close to view, and then close the sweeper, close that, and close the sweeper slide, and then close the sweep. That's it. But our project does not. The project does not have title. No, the project we use. The project we use. We are using what we call Quill.js, the text editor. So we don't have this one. Instead, you can show some lorem here. But if you got error, okay, what is happening here is okay. The sweeper, the component. So we have the style. Yeah? We show the styles which we show. Let's say, for example, um, we can set space between. This is 30. I don't know. I don't think if it's much is okay. But the slides per view we show one. We can can check for sweeper. Check for sweeper React. Sweeper React. So you can try to play around with this one. It's here. You can the sweeper React is here. So it's good. It's much suitable for development for your application, right? So what we have here, okay, we set per view slides per view one, and then space to to space to 30, space between to 30, and then loop. We don't really need the loop, but we want to show pagination. We want to show pagination. Navigation. We have navigation. So we'll show navigation and then pagination, or pagination and then navigation. So for pagination, we set to true is clickable. For navigation also is true. I think default is true. And then for breakpoint, you can also use breakpoint. You can use breakpoint. Breakpoint, we can have 600. Let's see. This one is generated by AI. So 600, if it's a small screen, we can show, okay, we have a 640 and then 786 and then a large screen. Okay, but we know for now it is not going to work because we don't have a feature project. So we will probably get an error, but it doesn't matter. We just want to show it on our home page. Since we have this one, let's just save that and go to our home page. We will probably get an error 404 because we don't have feature project back and set up. So we need to set up, and then you can come back to the sweeper, the slide to work on it. So you got much, got much slides you can use. Oh, let's see. We need to fix something here. I need to tell this guy that okay, we use client. Use client. Let's try to reload again. Let's see what we get here. Got an error. Let's try to reload manually. You can track the error from here. Okay, this is it. Now it's loading, but you could have also show we have our loading, loading progress. You could have shown that one. We can handle that. We are not expecting anything there other than error, but we can do handle, say handle loading, handle loading progress, that one. So we just call it as a function. It will show it is already imported. Handle loading progress. I like to correct that to add app component. Sorry, app/component. So if there's no here, we will get an error. If it's loading, we will show that. Else we show, if we get error, we show error. But we can also show, we have also first of all, this one we can remove this and then just pass the function like this. It's still going to work. This one here too, since we have our slide error, you can use that. You can use that, or you can just use a box here. This box handle display error. You can use handle display error, or you can use a box. So it depends on which one you want to use. This one, this is the component we created earlier to handle errors, displaying errors. So down we show this one, but we can remove the parentheses. Remove this one and then just show the component. And then here, this one too, if you want, you can pass it as a function, as a component. It doesn't matter which one you use. So you can pass parentheses like this, doesn't matter. And then remove that, pass the, open the tag, and then close it again. So it become like a component. It's still fine. But here we want to correct few things in here, because this is trying to loop in the data which we don't have. So we can do, we can we can create a function here. Let's say, for example, display, let's say display project, display project. Okay, this is a function, we call it. So we can create this function here. Display project. So can do const display project. We will just return. We can now check. Let's check. Let's if we have a project. Project.length. We can return this guy. Return that one. Otherwise, you just return. Return. We can return no project found. Let's fix that. No project found. So if you save that, let's see. Just give it time to recompile. Okay. Let's check. Right. So now if we go back, no project found there, but here This could be 6 or just paragraph. I say P. Is it correct? I don't know which one is correct for this one. If it's H6, but default is a paragraph. I don't know. You can keep default or that one. All right. So this is what we have. So we don't have projects. Um, so we can handle if you have projects. So this one you can also remove this guy. Just make it simple like this. It's still showing that in parentheses. Fine. So if you also want, you can actually remove this one. Just take the whole component. Take this, use it in a different component, which can just use to display projects slide. So that means that this guy will take a project as a prop. But I don't want to do that now. I want to work on the back end here. So we need to copy this, go to our API project slash features project slash features. So in feature here, so we need to work here. We need to work with the feature project, so that we can load some projects there. All right. So for feature, we can create our router .ts. So I can paste this one is all right. So what we do is we need to import project grid, project grid, which now will get project and count. But in a project we could check project grid service. We go to YouTube. So you can actually create another method here, another function here, which you can just be used to get the features. For example, you see here we have get related. So I don't want to do that. You can play around with that. Okay, so here we just make a request. We get a request there. Get the URL. We have done this before. So we get the URL, we get the page, convert the page to page number uh, to page string, because this is coming as a string, and convert to number. All this you have done this before, and then we filter all of that. So we get the project, and then we just return them. So once we return them, so if you go back to feature here, this is the feature. So we need to display the project here. You can display the project, you will get the title. So for the card, we are not going to use, we want to show it. We can actually use the card, the same card as if you go to post and then card feed. So we need to use the same because remember project we are using Quill.js, the text editor. So to get the content, we must do this. Get can get the tags, the title, all of this. So we can do this. We go to now go back to instead. In fact, we could have used a card. We could have create a card and then use it. So we are not going to use that now. Let's just review the feature project first. So here you can reload. It's loading the feature project. But we can also watch from terminal to see, to catch the errors from the terminal here. No project found. Let's see. Feature project. So we can try to watch from here. Let's go to network, watch to see the request. Project related, project feature, project. Yes, we have a project. This is what we are getting. I think somewhere here we need to update the project. Once we get the project, oh, we need to get the, if we go back to our route, you see what we are getting here. So we get the data, but we need to access the project. So we need to do, next, we need to access the project. So we need to do, we need to go to project, close this one, go to, when we get the data, so you need to access the data. Because here you see that you return project and then count. So from front end we can access the project property, and then now if we reload again, how to reload. Yes, what is there? We can console.log. Can console.log product project to see console.log project, so you can see all data. Just console.log data. So from here, once it's reloaded again, we want to see the data. The rebuilding. We've got a few things to correct in there, so we will work on it. Right now, let's work on this. Okay, now you can see here the data. So we are getting count and then project. So need to access this one. This is the one we need to access. So need to set here data project, and we also need to, I can check the option to make sure it is not empty, to make sure if it is optionally. Right, sorry about that. So what I can do, where's the project variable first? This is the project variable. So the project variable, yeah, you can check if a project and project variable dot length is greater than 0, because if the one you see here, so we have length is 6, huh? So we check if the length is greater than 0, we will look through the project. So this guy need the project, so take project and then you map through it. Let's see, like we got an issue, we are not returning. You see that we are jumping this, we could have do return, could return this one, we can return this. Let's see, return the sweeper. This is the error. That's why we are getting, so we are not returning this, we just jump to the last one. Okay, now this is what we get now. So now we are getting the slider. You can actually sweep. So if it's a mobile, the user can just sweep it like this, because we also have the pagination. But you see that we need to organize this. instead of we need to create a project card. This one. So we need to create a project card. So can we create? I don't know. Do you have a project card? I'm sure we do. Project card for feed. Let's see. Yes, we have a project card. So we need to use this one. We can reuse this one here. So project card for feed. We are using box. Okay, that's good. So here, instead of all of this, we can just remove everything. Everything like this, and then just add project card for feed. Yeah, like that. Make sure that you choose. Make sure that is imported. We can remove this one. Now save, and then back. So we need to see to make sure that the card is the one showing there. Okay, now the card is there. Congratulations. So you can now you can see the card is there. So if I click on this will take me to that single project. It's loading. If you watch here as loading. So this is the project. This is a single project. So if you go back to home page, so this is our home page. The project are there. So it's loading the projects, future projects. So you can also, if you want, you can add another component like service, whatever you can show. But we don't want to add much, so we just want to create some basic component for home page. Yeah? So, right. What we can do next is we can work on a service. Work on service, and then you work on about us. All right, let's go and work on the service first. Service is actually very simple. Right? We can go to Flowbit and then get some component here. From Flowbit blocks, you can see that you can get some component here. I can use for to show our service. If you also want, you can use a material UI. So in this tutorial, you are playing around with all of them. So we use material UI at the same time using also Tailwind CSS. So this help you at least catch up with everything. So you can, if I copy this one, I can just copy this. Can copy this and then give it to AI. So I can give to AI. Let's create a service component, service template using service template. So for the name for the template, it could be service template.tsx using this stars, this template. So you pass this one. Let's so my AI can help us speed up that process. So at the same time the AI is working on that, we need to create this. We can go to close this one and this and this. So we need to go to We need to go to service. Do we have service? This is service. Okay, the router actually is there. So as the same thing, we need to make some change here. First of all, we need to remove everything, and then we need to wrap this with app provider. App provider. Close. And then we can now pass this. So we can remove this one. Make sure that this code is out of the of this guy, the main guy. Okay, like this. So if you save it, go back to the service. Let's see, to AI. This is a service template. I don't know. You can just copy the whole thing. Copy the whole thing, and then create a reusable component. A reusable component, or you can just take one by one. So this is a service list. So if you take this service list, you can just place them here. Service list. So, and then we need to copy. We have a template already, so we can just copy this one. Copy section, and then we can place the section here. So this one, if I put box, and then component is equal to main, and then also you can say, okay, this one also is box. That's correct. And here you can change typography, and then we can do service we offer, or service, and this can be, say, maybe h4 is fine. And then what else we need there? And the text center, align text center, and passing out this box. So you can pass this one, but you can also change this with the box, and then if that's changed to box, so that means you can change everything else to box. And box, and also box. Typo, can use typography, and also use typography. Maybe box too. So the style, we can update the styles. It doesn't matter, you can play around with that. Since you are already using Material UI style, so you can update that. So if you go to this one, service, now which is there, uh, but we're supposed to add more. We can add more. Okay, so to add more, um, see, AI didn't. Sometimes we don't want to type much when you give AI to type. So AI also doesn't want to type much. It's giving you some, okay, add the rest. All right, let's give back to AI. Add more service here. Add more service. for software, software development company. So we need to add much more, including marketing, all of that. And close this, close the Canva. Since here it's only two, we need to have at least four of them. So for the service, you are not going to do single page. So what we can update few things in here. We can change where is Flowbit. You can update that with the SM software. SM software. This guy is supposed to go in center. The title, I don't know why it's not center. So you can remove this title here. Actually, place it somewhere here. Let's see what we get. You want the title to come on center, but it doesn't matter how you want to handle it. You can also give AI to add comments. So for the coming user can actually have, they can at least see what we have. Okay, now let's see. You just want the array of service. So if you also want, you can copy it and just go to maybe utils. Can go to utils. Utils here, for example, can create service list, service listing.ts. Yeah. Nope. So tsx, because it's xml, it's sx. So we are exporting this one. Maybe you might have much more to export in here, so we can remove the default and then just add carry process. And here, instead of showing this, of having this one here, you can remove the service and then import the service. So you can import service, import service. So importing the service up here. This is it. So you can do add app and then util. So if you save that, go back to application. So we are expecting to see the same thing. If you reload, we are expecting to see the same thing. Okay, we need also, since we are reloading data, we need to make sure that the service we need to, oh, sorry, we haven't saved this, need to save that. Okay. So we, since you are using material UI, so if you copy, you can take this one, the whole thing, give to AI to update this. First of all, let's see, this is what we have. This is what we have, and then this one, this guy is now middle. So if it's on middle, I don't know, the text also is better if it's also on the middle, or you, I don't know how you want to see. So for the service, you are not we are not using, we are not opening a single one. We can add a single one, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I think this is it for the service. We don't want much to handle here. Or you can leave comments if you want much to handle. We can just go and work on about us. we need to work on about us. So about us, we can also get the content from the server. So for about us, we can also use the same component. But what I also want to show you another technique. So when you are developing a huge app, sometimes you get bored with the typing a lot, all of this. So that's why AI is there to help us. So back to flow bit. So we can use this component. We can go to take the content section. Let's take example of this one. So I want to show you how also you can just copy this. Copy this. So we want to convert this to material UI. This is what I want to show. I want to tell you that okay. Let's convert this. Convert this component. This component to MUI. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that. So you want to get this component. As the same time you are waiting for that, we can go back to application. We want to work on about. So you can search. You can close this one anytime. But before closing that, is actually the same thing we are repeating here. So you can go to close this one, text section. Sorry, what call this? Service again. Take the service and then go back to look for about us, about page somewhere up here, I believe. We don't have about this API. About is there. So this is the template for about. So what I can do is just paste this one here, and then we make sorry, paste this one here, and then make some change. So this one can just call it about, and we don't need this service. We can call this about us. So we don't need to do we don't need to do this all this one. Yeah. So if you want, to can just put a box here, box, and then just pass typography this content here, this generated content. Yeah. So you can save that. If you go to about, this is about. So we are waiting for the app to compile. At the same time, if you now go to about section, this is what we get about section. You can see. So that means if I copy everything here, we already have about. So I can just copy the whole thing. Start from where? Start from where is box up to here. Copy and then go back to our application. This is our about we have. This is generated on generated by AI. The content. So I can temporarily remove everything here like that, and then replace with this one copy from AI. So this is the style. Let's try if you can fix that. Import the theme, and then also import the grid. We also need to import the grid. Let's import grid. Grid is not supported anymore. Grid is not there anymore. So if you save that, then go back to application. This is what was generated before. So you can keep this, or you can use now the one generated. Looks like a material UI. We said that the grid was deprecated, so it's not supported anymore. Even image as an image is not defined, so you need to import that. Create image. That's what is the name for that one again? Can I put buttons? No. Oh, CAD image. CAD image. I don't know that name. What is it? CAD major, sorry. CAD major. Okay. If you save that, let's also need to import palette. Let's see. Palette. Need to define the theme. So we've got problem with the theme. But we can remove this one. I don't want this style. Yeah, can I remove that one temporarily? Even this one. We don't want the style. I don't want to deal with the theme right now. We just want to see what AI has generated. So this is what AI has generated. So you can choose if this one is correct. You like this one, or you like the other one. I don't know. But what you do is, if the grid is duplicated, so you can go to AI, you can go to Material UI to find which one is Material UI using now. You can close this one. So you can go to Material UI to find out what to use instead of grid. All right, so about, so I just decided to take this one, to use the one was generated by AI. So just going to pass our header and then a little bit of CSS. Make sure that this one the height is 100. To make sure that the full screen. And the title and the main component. The main component, the content section, and that's it. We don't really have much in here, so this is about it's not much. We can actually, if you choose, you can choose to use the first one, or the one was converted by AI, or just stick with this one. So this is it. We can this one, then this one. Okay. To this. All right. So next, let's see first what we have in here. Next, we will work on resume. That's the last one before starting now uh, dashboard. So we'll work on a resume. So this is the only thing we have here. So you can add much content. I don't have much content to add. You can add much content, add image, all of that. So for resume, we don't have anything. We also want to do the same thing for resume. At click, we will go to the resume. So we need to also to work that, but a resume no is about just download. So I want to show you how we can integrate the convert the HTML to PDF. So user can download as a PDF. All right, let's go and do that. All right, so for resume, resume template, this is the resume template. So we also need to do the same thing. We have to find what is the resume template. Go to resume. Here is resume template. So we also need to do the same thing. So we need to use app provider for material UI, and then also add the rest of the things. So well, we can actually go to any of these templates. Maybe about text the template. Actually, we only need we don't need much of this. we only need to wrap this with the app provider. App provider. Okay, so make sure to remove this, put outside of the main, like so, like this. Um, we need we are not going to do much here. It's just a function which we will to use the Canva. All right. So first of all, we need to import a React, and also React reference. We don't really need use state, but you can use can get to use ref for reference, and then we need to get also the our PDF. Can do import HTML to Canva, HTML to canvas, from HTML to canvas, and we need the PDF. Make sure that you have this installed, because we have installed all the package. We need the HTML PDF. Okay, once we have these ones, we can now refer the resume. We can do resume is equal to nil, refer is equal to nil, and then um we can create a function. We will use this later, don't worry. So we can create a function const handle download resume, download resume handle download is equal to async function. So we can get the element. Okay, AI was smart enough to speed up. So we get the element, which we take our resume here. We check this one, but we have to make sure that if we have to make sure that the element exists. If there's no element, we can return. Can check. If no element, we just return. Stop there. So we want to get the canvas. So Canva will take a wait, and then we get the HTML2 or pass element, and the data, or you can say data URL, data URL, data URL. So is equal to canvas dot to data URL. So we convert to image, and then the PDF. We can now get the PDF is equal to new PDF. We can just pass this default, but you can also just leave it empty. You can just leave it empty because these are default. And wide is equal to pdf dot internal dot page size dot get wide, and then also get the height the same thing. So we can do pdf dot add image, and then we pass our data. So we pass this guy here, data URL, and then you pass the PNG or whatever. So to just get the document, the file, and lastly we're just going to call pdf.save. So this will be saved to our computer. That's all we need to do. But you can give the name. Can This is a default name, so if you want, you can give any different name. So this is just the name you will use to save in your computer, your local computer. All right. So for the design, you are going to allow me to just paste the design, because design is just we just using it already CSS. So I don't want to spend time designing all of that. We are using it already CSS for the design. Okay, so for the design, just going to paste some HTML here. HTML type button. So here is the handler, the handle downloader. Our function is here. So when you click on this button, so what we do is just going to take this HTML. We take this HTML plus design all the CSS or everything. So convert it to a PDF. Convert it to an image and then download it as a PDF. You see, this is what is happening here. So here I'll just pass the name, the style. We pass the name. You can pass the country, whatever. So this is about resume. So you can design the whole resume the way you want it. I don't want it to do it much because we focus much on the functionalities. So this is it. Just a little bit of design, and then the lastly we have also resume skills. That's it. So I can save that. So the only important thing here is this one. So if you see our resume ref, sorry, resume ref, so is actually down here. Where is it? Yeah, this is resume ref. This is the one we are using. So if you save this, then go back to our HTML, to our browser. We will now need to see, let's see the update. Right, let's try to reload. All right, so once you reload, now we get this error. So the thing is, we need to tell this guy that, okay, we using client, so to allow some component, you can use client. So if you reload, let's see, still reloading. Can I close this one? Let's try to reload it manually. So we need to see our HTML here, our just simple design for resume, which now we can press a button to download now. I don't know why is it slow like this. Here I show you that I think we have, okay, still compiling. All right, here's the design. So it's a very simple design. You can do it better. Okay, so what I can do is if I press the button, what we do is just take the HTML, the whole thing, you convert it to PDF, and then I can download it as a PDF, the HTML, convert it to an image and then PDF. So I can actually open it, is here as a PDF. So this is it. So now we go to our contact, we complete our contact service project. And right, guys, so we have completed all our steps for front end. Everything is completed from front end, including the back end. Okay, so next we need now to work on dashboard. So we are going to work on dashboard, Next.js admin dashboard. So which we are going to have the section for admin and a client and editors, etc. All right, thank you for watching. My name is Shaban Musomba.